He had hit 100 home runs at Oklahoma State in 3 years, an NCAA record. He hit a ball through the old fence at Pompano Beach during spring training. Bobby Valentine, who had replaced Rader in 1985, declared Incaviglia would not only start his pro career in the major leagues, but he'd bat cleanup as well. The team opened on the road. It was not an auspicious beginning until he made his Arlington Stadium debut.
Here's Incaviglia, 0 for 3s, 1 for 16. And he swings, and there's a long drive to center field. Way back, Flynn at the wall. It is goodbye, a home run for Pete Incaviglia, number 1 of his major league career.
ABC's Monday Night Baseball came to town August 25th, 1986. For the Rangers, they were the talk of baseball. But it didn't hurt that All-Star Game MVP Roger Clemens was on the mound for Boston. At that early date, Clemens had 19 wins. He was going for 20 with a 3-hit shutout in the 8th. 9 Ks, 2-0 score. The Red Sox would win the pennant that year, but were not helped that night. Gino Petralli was the pinch hitter with 1 out in the 8th and a runner on.
The stretch, the look over, Sierra's short lead, and the delivery is swung on, and a deep drive to right, way down the line, it might go. Goodbye, home run, game tie. Gino Petralli on the first pitch from Roger Clemens has tied the game. A right field home run. Oh, my.
An inning later, Clemens was out. Calvin Schiraldi was on the hill. With a runner on, up stepped the Puerto Rican switch hitter who'd been with Texas less than 3 months.
Here's the stretch. Schiraldi's 2-1 to Sierra, and a swing and a long drive to deep right center. Way back at the wall, it is going. Goodbye. Hello, win column. Ruben Sierra has homered off Calvin Schiraldi in the bottom of the 9th. And the Rangers have beaten the Boston Red Sox 4-2.
Ruben Sierra would go on to surpass Larry Parrish for the most home runs hit in the history of Arlington Stadium. Hopes were high when the 1986 season ended. After the last game, manager Bobby Valentine concluded the year with an emotional speech from the field.
On behalf of the Rangers, we'd like to thank those in the organization who have made this year possible, the members of the press who really do know us now and believe in us now. And there's a whole group of other people that we'd like to thank. And that's that 1,600,000 plus of you people who made this possible. We don't make guarantees, but we'll make you a promise we'll be back here in 1987. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yankee star Don Mattingly brought an interesting streak to Arlington Stadium in 1987. He had come to town having hit a home run in each of his last 5 games. So on July 16th, he smacked one, a grand slam no less, off Charlie Huff. Next day, Game 7, one off Paul Kilgus. The record for this sort of thing is 8. Dale Long at the Pirates in 1956. Game 8, Jose Guzman pitching.
A 2-0 pitch is on the way. It is swung on, hit high in the air to deep left field. Back goes Incaviglia. He's at the wall. He leaps. It is gone. Don Mattingly has tied the Major League record. He has homered in his 8th consecutive game.
Everyone was poised for history the next night, and it came, but not history involving Mattingly home runs. He'd go 2 for 4, a single and a double. But it was the Ranger offense collectively this night, as they set a team record with 20 runs. Still, that wasn't the most memorable event in the evening. This started with Yankee catcher Rick Cerrone, now the pitcher.
What is happening here? The Rangers are bringing up, who is this? Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt is going to pinch hit for Pete Incaviglia. We still have the 9th inning to play. Oh, brother. Bobby Witt pinch hitting for Pete Incaviglia, who was 3 for 5. This is probably Ink's idea. The pitch from Cerrone is tight, ball 1. Cerrone to pitcher, Bobby Witt pinch hitting for Incaviglia. He swings and misses, and the count is at 1-1, and he took a rip. I bet you Incaviglia put him up to this, Eric.
a great idea, whoever it was.
Incaviglia standing on the first step of the dugout watching a big league game. Here's the pitch to Witt, and it bounces in for a ball, and it's 2-1. Cerrone trying to throw his best stuff now as Witt pinch hits for Incaviglia in the cleanup spot. 2-2 pitch, time is called, and apparently there's a balk. A balk was called. Cerrone must have stopped, and Jim Evans has called a balk, and the balk gives the Rangers a tie in the run column for the most they've ever had. Cerrone is now admitting that he balked. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and Witt hits a high fly ball, deep left, hooking back. It is just foul. He hit a ball about 350 feet, but hooked it foul. And the count is still 3-2. This may be the best matchup of the night. Cerrone against Bobby Witt, pinch hitting for Incaviglia, 20-3 Texas. Cerrone now from the stretch throws and a high foul ball right side. He's doing a pretty good job up there.
He's staying alive, but wouldn't you know it, the Rangers' record-breaking run, the first time the Rangers have ever scored 20 runs in a game, occurs on a balk by a catcher pitching.
To a pitcher. Here's a swing and a bouncer down the third base side. Foul, 3-2.
Cerrone just came sidearm with that pitch.
Oh, brother. This is something to behold, and it's now fun. The Yankees are having fun, so are the Rangers. The score is forgotten. 3-2 pitch. He struck him out swinging on a high fastball.
Mattingly, by the way, ended the game being 2 hitters away from batting in the 9th. One of the great dreams when you're a kid is being a ball player, hitting a pinch hit grand slam. It's only happened twice by a Ranger. Pete O'Brien would do it in 1988, but Mike Stanley did it first in '87.
The pitch by Reardon swung on and a fly ball hit the deep right. Randy Bush going back, way back at the wall. It is up. It's goodbye. A pinch hit grand slam to right field by Mike Stanley.
1989 brought the new wave of Texas Rangers. Franco, Palmeiro, Ryan. Charlie Huff pitched the home opener versus Detroit.
Now the crowd standing again with 2 out, 2 on here in the 9th. Chris Brown against Charlie Huff. Here's the stretch. The 0-2. He struck him out swinging, and hello win column. Charlie Huff, a 5-hit shutout, and the Rangers say hello to a 1-0 record.
A few days later, April 9th, bottom of the 9th, Toronto leading Texas 3-2.
Here's the stretch by Henke, the look back, and the 1-2 to Sierra is swung on, and a high drive to deep right, way back at the wall. It's going. Goodbye. Hello, win column. Ruben Sierra has hit one out, and the Rangers have won in the bottom of the 9th inning. Oh, my.
The Rangers rolled through April, taking no prisoners. The last day of the month was a sunny Sunday afternoon game against Boston. 40,000 were at Arlington Stadium for the Texan matchup, Roger Clemens versus Nolan Ryan. The anticipated pitching duo held up as the Red Sox led 1-0 in the 8th. With a runner on, new Ranger first baseman Rafael Palmeiro faced the Rocket Man.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the stretch. There goes Espy. The pitch swung on, and a high drive, deep right, down the line. Might be fair, might be gone. It is goodbye. A 2-run home run for Rafael Palmeiro. Right down the line. It's a 2-run home run, and the Rangers lead. On a 2-2 pitch, Rafael Palmeiro has homered right down the line, and the Rangers lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. A great at-bat by Palmeiro. He kept fouling pitches away. He got one that he liked, and he hits it out of here to right field.
With the score now Texas 2, Boston 1, it was left up to the Rangers' star of the bullpen, Jeff Russell.
Boy, Russell trying to put the finishing touches on a great day and a great weekend and a great April. The crowd is standing. These folks love it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sam Horn. Crowd standing, 40,000. Here's the wine, the 1-2. He struck him out, it's over. Strike 3 called, and hello in column. Horn took strike 3, and they go nuts.
Even though he took the loss, Clemens tipped his cap to Arlington Stadium fans.
I love it. I love it here. It's unbelievable. It's a great place to play, and the fans are great, and they're playing real well right now. And like I said, it's like they kind of snatched that game away from us right there at the end. But those are good ball games, and the fans, I think, were the winners today.
The Rangers finished April 17-5, the best start ever and their best month ever. In 1989, a new group led by George W. Bush and Rusty Rose had bought the Rangers from Eddie Childs. George W. Bush used special connections to bring notables to Arlington Stadium. On May 4th, his mother, First Lady Barbara Bush, threw out the first ball and later visited with Merle Harmon and Norm Hitzges in the home sports entertainment booth.
You know, we look for the sports page now before we read the headlines in Washington. We're so excited.
Sometimes it's kinder, too, isn't it?
Kinder and gentler, yes.
Have you switched allegiance on teams? Well, actually, you can have two Texas teams, one in each league.
No, that's right. One in each city, but my American League team is the Rangers. I'm going to be honest.
Later that month, another notable came to town. The sports world was abuzz about the feats that Bo Jackson had accomplished. On May 23rd, the Royal Star had announcers abuzz as well.
Here's the wind. The runner goes from first. The pitch is swung on and hit a mile. Left center. Look at that ball go. A monster home run for Bo Jackson. Oh, my goodness. It's one of the longest we have seen here. A 3-run shot to left center field that went way over the walkway. And Bo Jackson wins this round.
Eric Nadel was right. Bo had won that round. It came off Nolan Ryan, and they had faced each other 6 times before that season. Jackson had struck out 6 times, all swinging strike threes. This time, things were different. Let's listen to this home run again as called on HSE by Greg Lucas and Norm Hitzges.
They're ready again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner at first will go. A hit off Nolan Ryan.
Yes, he does. I am anxiously awaiting John Blake's telling us how long that ball was. That's a chance that's the longest ball ever hit in this stadium.
The official distance, 461 feet. The longest known home run in Arlington Stadium history. Nolan Ryan, you knew we'd have more on him, didn't you? He began his ascent on history as only he can do in August that year. August 10th, the Tigers were in town. He had lost a no-hitter in the 9th in April in Toronto, now was flirting with another as Dave Bergman batted with 1 out in the 9th at Arlington Stadium.
A good portion of this crowd standing. They can't sit still. Here's the 0-1, and the pitch swung on. Line drive, left center, base hit. The no-hitter is gone. Incaviglia will play it back in, and Ryan won't get number 6 tonight. A clean hit. A line drive to left center by Dave Bergman, and Ryan again goes 8 1/3. He will get a standing ovation from 35,000. He got to within 2 outs, and Dave Bergman has broken it up on a clean line drive single to left center field.
12 days later, Ryan had the baseball world on its ear again. This time, everyone knew history would be made as Nolan climbed to the mark of 5,000 career strikeouts. A's catcher Ron Hasse had been 4,999, and he'd later be 5,001. The big moment came as Ryan faced Oakland All-Star Rickey Henderson.
This is the 3rd full count in a row for Ryan. Here's the payoff pitch. He struck him out swinging. Strikeout number 5,000 is history for Nolan Ryan. Kruder brings the baseball to the mound, and the Rangers converge from all over the field. The infielders and outfielders are surrounding Nolan Ryan on the mound.
Jeff Russell had come to the Rangers back in 1985 in the trade that sent Buddy Bell to the Reds. He'd been a starter, and in fact would make the All-Star game as a Ranger as both a starter and a reliever. On September 6, 1989, Russell passed Jim Kern on the Rangers' all-time save list.
This is an 0-2 as Russell gets ready. Gladden the straightaway stance at the plate. Here's the windup. Coming 0-2, and Gladden swings and misses, striking out. There it is, and hello win column. Jeff Russell becomes the most prolific save man in Ranger history. 3 pitches, he is remarkable.
1989 still wasn't done for memorable moments. As we said before, Jim Sundberg had come up in 1974 as a Billy Martin rookie. 6 Gold Gloves speak for themselves. Twice a Ranger All-Star, once with the Brewers. He helped the Royals win the 1985 World Series and came back to finish his career with the Rangers in '88 and '89. It'll be a while before anyone breaks his Texas records for most games, at-bats, and base hits. After announcing he'd retire at the end of the year, the team announced Jim Sundberg Day would be held September 24th, 1989.
I have played baseball in front of the best fans in the world, the fans of the Texas Rangers. I tried to be the best player I could be. I gave you what I had, and now I'm satisfied.
The speech came before the game. The special moment came in the 4th inning in what would be his last Major League at-bat.
There's a drive. It'll be in for a base hit. The Rangers have tied the ball game. Sundberg with a knock. And they're going to put him out to take a pinch runner. He's going to leave the ball game on that note. Chad Cody is going to run for him. Listen to the ovation now for Jim Sundberg.
Jeffco gets the baseball for him, his last Major League hit.
On Jim Sundberg Day, he finishes with a base hit and an RBI.
Another of George W. Bush's famous relatives came to town to kick off 1990. It was the second time the chief executive of the United States was on hand for the ceremonial first pitch.
Here comes the president. As they say in political terms, he is very high on the success ratio list, I guess, right now. But the left-hander makes his way to the mound. The crowd is standing, waving American flags. Here's the windup and deep pitch. It's a breaking ball that bounces in a little low. Petralli blocks it, and the first pitch has been thrown out.
Nolan Ryan picked 1990 road games for his next couple of milestones. His 6th no-hitter came in Oakland, his 300th win in Milwaukee. So it was even more special on May 1st, 1991, on Arlington Appreciation Night at the stadium. Toronto was the opposition. Only 2 walks by Nolan in the game. Only 1 heartbeat-skipping play. The Rangers had gotten Gary Pettis for his Gold Glove fielding ability, and it paid off in the 6th.
Here's Manuel Lee. And the pitch is swung on and hit in the air to short center field. Pettis coming hard, still coming, and makes the running catch.
Ryan collected 15 Ks going into the 9th inning.
The outfield is playing Lee in a severe shift to left. Doherty, Pettis, and Sierra way around to the left. Buechele in at third in case there's a bunt. Houston at short. Franco at second. Palmeiro at first. Stanley catching. 1-0 pitch by Ryan is swung on, grounded to second. Franco has it. Here's the throw to first. 1 out. Nolan Ryan has rode 8 in the 3rd. No-hit baseball. Ball 3 and strike 2 to Devon White. 1 out in the 9th. Ryan winds. Here's the pitch to White. A swing and a 2-hopper to Franco. He's got it. Here's the throw. 2 out. 1 out to go, and Nolan Ryan will win Game 3 of the year. Game 305 of his career, and will pitch an unbelievable, spectacular 7th no-hitter. 33,000 are standing at Arlington Stadium. The lone Blue Jay left is Roberto Alomar. He's bounced to second and struck out twice. 1 out to go as Ryan guns for number 7. Here's the windup and the pitch to Alomar. A swing and a miss, strike one. Nolan Ryan with 15 strikeouts and 2 walks and a no-hitter through 8 2/3. 0-1 to Alomar. Here's the windup and the Ryan pitch. Swung out and fouled back. It's 0-2. Ryan may be 1 out away. He has retired all but 2. He has retired 26 of 28 Blue Jays. The crowd goes crazy. No balls, 2 strikes. Alomar waiting. Nolan Ryan winds. Here's the pitch to the plate. Low for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryan walks to the backside of the mound for a moment, lifts his cap twice, looks at the baseball. Roberto Alomar from the left side waits. Ryan steps on the rubber. Ball 1 and strike 2, 2 out in the 9th. Ryan after his 7th no-hitter. Here's the windup and the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a foul back, and the count stays at 1 and 2. He hit a fastball back foul. This is a very pesky hitter. So Ryan gets a new baseball. Alomar has struck out twice tonight against Ryan, both times swinging in the 4th and in the 7th. Ryan is ready. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the windup. The pitch to Alomar is outside for a ball. He changed up on him, and the count goes 2-2. And now Ryan wants a new baseball. This crowd is standing in Arlington. Ryan wants a new baseball. Takes a look at those seams and how much that mud is rubbed in, and now goes back to the mound. 2 out. Top of the 9th. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sandy Alomar. If he gets them, it's 7 no-hitters. Here's the windup by Ryan. And the 2-2 pitch, a swing and a pop-up foul that will be back in the seats. So we'll do it again. Give Alomar a lot of credit. He is battling away here at a couple of fastballs. He has fouled them back, and he's taken a pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and a brilliant moment at Arlington Stadium. Nolan Ryan throws in on the rubber. Alomar stays right in the left-handed batter's box. Ryan the sign. Here's the windup. And the 2-2 pitch. He struck him out swinging. And hello, no-hitter, number 7. Sandy Alomar has struck out. And Nolan Ryan has done it again. No-hitter, number 7. The Ranger bench has emptied. The crowd is standing. And Nolan Ryan at age 44 does it one more time. Roberto Alomar has struck out as the Rangers have defeated the Toronto Blue Jays. And the unbelievable numbers for Nolan Ryan roll on.
This one probably is on a personal basis the most rewarding, because it was here in front of these hometown fans that have supported me ever since I came over here. And I think being Arlington Appreciation Night, we couldn't have picked a better night, and I've appreciated the support that they've given me and the way they've accepted me and my family in this area over the past few years. And you know, this I don't know how my career could have ended any better than my move to Arlington.
Julio Franco brought more excitement to the stadium in 1991 as he competed for the first Ranger batting championship in history. It didn't go down to the wire simply because Franco was so much better than everyone else. He finished at .341. Wade Boggs was second at .332. This home run off Seattle about iced it late in the season.
Here's the 2-2. Driven hard and deep to center field. Griffey back to the wall. Goodbye!
Catcher Ivan Rodriguez had 2 major goals for 1992. He wanted a Gold Glove, and he wanted to be an All-Star. He did both. It was apparent, even in April, to Mark Holtz that the award was likely to find its way into Pudge's Golden Arms.
Witt out of the stretch. There goes Polonia. The pitch, a ball. Here's the throw, and he is out at second base. Rodriguez is 6 out of 8 and throwing him out. That kind of percentage will win him a Gold Glove. That is 75% in the early go, and Polonia, who had a very good jump, is thrown out by Ivan Rodriguez.
Sluggers became a matter-of-fact way of life around Arlington Stadium in 1992. On June 4th, the Rangers fell behind the Twins early. But that didn't mean Texas was out of the game. Dean Palmer versus Bill Kruger.
Ball 3 and strike 2. An interesting moment early tonight. The bases loaded. They can all run now. An in-between gapper might score them all. Full count to Palmer. 5-1 Minnesota, but the Rangers with a tremendous chance. And this crowd is awakened. Here's the stretch. The 3-2 and a swing and a drive to deep right center field. Way back. Munoz on the run. It is up and it is goodbye. Dean Palmer has hit a grand slam home run. And the Rangers have tied it in the bottom of the second inning.
That was his first career grand slam, and Dean added another about a month later in the 14-4 Texas victory over Cleveland that saw interim manager Toby Harrah defeat his longtime Texas teammate and friend Mike Hargrove, now the Indians skipper. Meanwhile, Juan Gonzalez spent the season battling Mark McGwire for the chance to be the first Ranger to win a home run crown. He helped his cause with this game against Minnesota.
There's the windup by Erickson, and the pitch on the way, and there's a swing and a drive hit to deep center. Puckett going back, still going back, wall up, goodbye! Over the 400-foot mark in dead center field, Gonzalez is homered. His 10th, and the Rangers lead 1-0 in the second.
1-1 pitch, that's hit high in the air to deep right field. Back goes Munoz to the wall, looking up, it's history! A 2-home run game for Juan Gonzalez. It's 2-0 Texas.
And the Guthrie throw and a swing and a high drive, deep right center. Oh my at the wall. It is goodbye. A 3-home run game for Juan Gonzalez. He's done it. 3 home runs. And the Rangers lead. Wow.
Buddy Bell and Steve Buechele had given the Arlington Stadium faithful multiple fielding gems through the years. Not to be outdone, Jeff Hewson was at second for one of the finest ever.
So here is Mr. MVP with the bases loaded. The outfield deep and around to the left. Witt winds and the pitch to Ripken is swung on and a hot shot up the middle. Hewson with a backhand spear behind the back. They get one, the throw to first. It's a dip and it's amazing. It's amazing. Hewson up the middle, jumped for the ball, was headed toward left. He gave a behind-the-back throw to Dickie Thorne for one. The throw to first. It's a double play. A tremendous double play by Jeff Hewson, one of the best you could ever see. This ball hit the mound. He jumped for it. Behind the back. Thorne touches and throws. It's like the NBA.
Fergie Jenkins had been the only Ranger to win at least 20 games in a season. But 1992 was something special for Kevin Brown. He'd started and won the All-Star game for the AL and found himself facing the Twins on September 23rd with a shot for his 20th.
Well, it can end right here. You hear the Ranger crowd trying to root home a 20-game winner here tonight. There are Minnesota Twins at first and second. Pruitt is at second. Knobloch is at first. Shane Mack, who is hitting in the 320s for the Twins at the plate, and it's ball 3 and strike 2. Kevin Brown wants it right here. The stretch, the look back, and the 3-2, and a swing and a pop-up. Somebody catch this. Here is Rodriguez, foul ground. He's got it. Hello, 20th win, Kevin Brown. Shane Mack, as the go-ahead run at the plate, has popped out to punch Rodriguez about 30 feet on a right angle toward the Ranger dugout, and Kevin Brown becomes the first Ranger 20-game winner since Fergie Jenkins in 1974.
The home runs just kept on coming in 1992, and the addition of 1988 AL MVP Jose Canseco didn't hurt matters any.
Here's the pitch, and a swing and a long drive. Deep right center field. This is on its way. Another launch and a home run for Canseco. Goodbye, right center.
to right center field that would have broken up the furniture.
Talk about dynamic duos. The next at bat saw Juan Gonzalez come up, seeking to become the first Ranger to hit 40 in a season.
Gonzalez hits one deep. Way back, left center field. This is number 40. Goodbye. Juan Gonzalez joins the 40 club. Back-to-back with Canseco, and the Rangers lead 3-0.
Gonzalez finished with 43, most of the majors, and 11 better than Larry Parrish's previous Texas Ranger high total of 32. Great memories at Arlington Stadium have come throughout the history of the Texas Ranger franchise. 1993 promises to be full of them. Kevin Kennedy's rookie season at the helm, Nolan Ryan's 27th and last in his amazing career. He's probably got more surprises in store. Then a whole new volume will start in 1994 and the new ballpark. 1995 will bring the first All-Star game to Arlington. But let's not forget the special times at old Arlington Stadium. I wonder what ever happened to that giant scoreboard in the shape of Texas. Don't stop the tape yet. We've got some leftovers for you. Great stories and great memories. Let's start with 1972 ace Dick Bosman, as he remembers how Ted Williams, well, despised pitchers as a player and as a manager, even his own.
Casey Cox was our pitcher. We had about a 7-run lead on our side for a change, and Casey's out there struggling a little bit. And it's a game that should have been easy for him, but he was struggling, walking guys. Ted walked down to the end of the bench and kicked the water cooler, and he says, you know, he says, when I was a player, he says, I hated pitchers. And he says, I'm having a hard time liking you guys. So, you know, that went on and on about pitchers. You know, one of his other little quick jabs would be, he says, what's dumber than a pitcher? And the press would be standing there, well, he says, well, it's two pitchers. And so we were always under the gun with him. If we pitched good, we maybe survived, but if we pitched badly, I'll tell you what, you kind of avoided the big guy at all times.
On a 1987 Norm Hitzka's KLIF show, first-year Rangers Frank Howard and Don Mincher, neither known for their ability to beat out a base hit in the hole, looked back on the debate of who was faster.
Frank and I were about the same speed, which was, I don't know, about, I'd say 1 mile per hour.
Hey, listen, Norm, I got to tell you a true story. Talk about foot racing. Donnie's talking about foot speed. We went fishing here one day in Texas on an off day with a kid that lived with us, Horatio Pena. I don't know if you remember him or not.
Yeah, the underarm relief pitcher.
The submariner.
Yes.
So he was living with Donnie and I, and you know, he didn't speak a lot of English, and heavens knows our Spanish left something to be desired. But we went fishing on an off day. We were always on each other about who could outrun each other. So we stopped the car. We're coming home that night. We stopped the car on a little street somewhere. I don't know if it was Plano, Texas, or where, but we both got out and had a 50-yard foot race, you know.
Oh boy! And we'd had a lemonade or two that night. I remember.
Oh yes, that was like a couple turtles trying to race in mud.
Well, know? Who won?
I think Mitch beat me by half a step.
Probably did, but if it would have put a taco stand at the end of the road, I wouldn't have won.
Now he's the Rangers general manager. In 1972, Tom Grieve was happy to make the big league ball club. But legend has it, one day he stepped to the plate and hit one of the longest shots in Texas home run history.
I think the thing I remember most about hitting that home run was the fact that I had just gotten back from a Naval Reserve meeting, and I didn't get to the game until the third inning. In fact, was the last player used in that game. Ted Williams looked down on the bench and basically said, I guess you're all I've got. Go ahead up and see what you can do. Ken Tatum was pitching for the Red Sox, and I hadn't been playing much at all, and he threw one right down the middle, and I swung hard, hoped I hit it, and connected, and ended up hitting a long home run to win that ball game. It was particularly enjoyable for me because it was against the Red Sox. It was one of the few opportunities my parents had to see me play that year because they were watching it on TV back in Massachusetts. Unfortunately, the Red Sox lost the pennant that year by a half a game because of the unusual season being held up by a strike earlier in the year, and a lot of my friends back home blame me for the Red Sox losing the pennant, even though it happened with a month or two left in the season.
Rusty Staub was an Astros rookie in 1964, an all-star with Houston, Montreal, and Detroit before he joined the Rangers for the 1980 campaign. Hitting was a science to Staub. Here's the amazing Emu to explain how even the little things mattered to Rusty.
In center field, they had all the bleachers, all the seats in green, so the background would be there for the hitters, but each one had a number in the corner out of aluminum. And Rusty always complained about the numbers glowing in day games and would distract him from being able to hit, and they wouldn't do anything about it. So Rusty decided he was going to take the matter in his own hands. He goes out there on a Saturday morning when nobody's around, and he paints all these little tabs that have the numbers in green to subdue them. Well, what Rusty wasn't thinking about, not being much of a painter, is he used gloss paint instead of a satin or dull paint. Well, when the sun came out and we had batting practice, they glowed like spotlights instead of just a little bit being there. And so Rusty had to go back and paint them all the next day with satin paint.
Another great character to come through Arlington Stadium was the one and only Mickey Rivers. He hit .333 in 1980, .303 in his Ranger career. Here are Bump Wills, Al Oliver, and Mick the Quick.
I tell the Mickey Rivers story about a game in Arlington Stadium, and I'm on deck, and Mickey's leading off, and the umpire's already they're throwing the ball around the field and waiting for Mick, and Mick's in the locker room. He's just getting his pants zipped up, and he comes out, doesn't take a practice swing, doesn't loosen up for the game. They're holding up the game. The umpire's shaking his head. Mick comes out to the plate and triples to right center in the first pitch. And Mick Corrales was the manager. We're just shaking our heads. And I'm going, go ahead, Mick. One of the greatest players I've had the pleasure to play with.
I tell you what, a lot of people always talk about Mick's arm being weak, but I'm going to tell you something. Mickey Rivers' arm was so accurate that it was almost unbelievable. The holes that you would have, like as far as the drainage holes in walls and stuff, right. I never get in Miami Stadium. We were playing Baltimore, and Mick threw a ball through a hole just big enough for a baseball to go through. He's about 45 feet away from the hole. He wound up into the ball through the hole. That's how accurate this guy was. Uncanny. Unbelievable.
Like I said, when I come over to Texas Rangers in the 80 year when we had the good year B and Bup, we won. We played good games with, like I said, we invent and help guys that really didn't know how to play. There was an atmosphere with three or four guys making a team. Right. And that was really a good thrill to be with guys like that. All the teams I've been on with guys, especially the Yankees, we had guys left field, right field, right. Guys that know how to play. Right. But I've been on a team with three guys could make a team and make a big difference to a team.
There have been only 4 triple plays in Arlington Stadium. Only one by the Rangers back in 1976. The A's got one in 72. The Red Sox in 79. The next didn't come until June 1st, 1991. The Seattle Mariners turned the trick.
Here's the stretch. Downing is showing bunt. Now he's not. The swing and a bouncer to third. Ooh, step on third, 1. Throw to second, 2. Here's the throw to first. It's a triple play. Downing is hit into a triple play. 5 to 4 to 3. He had shown bunt. He came down on the handle. He hit a shot to Martinez, who touched for 1. Threw to second for 2 to Reynolds, who turned and threw to O'Brien for 3. Randy Johnson has thrown a triple play ball and the inning's over.
Every kid dreams of hitting home runs in the big leagues. 1990 was infielder Jeff Hewson's first full season. He hit, no home runs the whole year. By June of 1991, he had gotten up to 626 major league at-bats and still had yet to test a home run trot. Once upon a time, the New York Yankees were in town. It was the first inning. Texas had scored 4 runs, and 2 runners were on base.
We'll try the 3-2 all over again. Uh-oh, that's deep. Way back in right field. It is gone. His first major league home run. Unbelievable.
What a joyous moment. The first major league home run of Jeff Hewson's career. He's cleared by 2-3 feet.
I can remember seeing Jesse Barfield go back to the wall and thinking, he's going to go off the wall and catch it, and it'll be an out. And I remember seeing him jump up and come back down, and I kind of did a Kirk Gibson type of fist pump because I was so happy that I finally hit one. And it went over the fence, and I could circle around the bases because that's something I hadn't done in a while. And I come back to the dugout, and I look at everybody in the dugout, and they're just sitting there like it's no big deal. They're all just kind of giving me the silent treatment. And so I had to let them know how happy I was. So I said, hey, get up, everybody, and not quite that,
that soft, but I kind of yelled it, and I said, I have to get up for all you other guys when you hit yours and give you high fives. I said, I want everyone over here to give me high fives now that I hit mine. Yeah, they did. They were reluctantly, and then after a while, they were pretty happy, and the fun part about it was the crowd acknowledged the fact that was my first big league home run in a year and a half, and so they gave me a standing ovation, and I got to tip my cap just like all the other big sluggers. So that was fun, and that's something that'll always stick out in my mind. The mistake I probably made, because I would have hit more home runs after that, is I retired that bat. I just brought it home, put it away, and marked on it that I hit my first big league home run with that bat. So I think if I would have used it like the movie The Natural and The Wonder Boy, I think that would have worked out a little bit better, because I would have hit a few more that year.
1991 brought the election of 2 Texas Ranger alumni to the Baseball Hall of Fame, Ferguson Jenkins and Gaylord Perry. Gaylord Perry. The rumors persisted his entire career that he threw the spitball. There's a famous story about a Perry pitch the batter fouled back at Arlington Stadium. The ball smacked the window of the press box. Writers noted a suspicious smudge left on the window where the ball hit. After the game, the crafty reporters figured there was no way for Perry to deny a foreign substance was on the ball. They asked Gaylord for an explanation. Must have hit a bug on the way up, Perry replied with a shrug. So did he or didn't he throw a doctored ball? Only his catcher knows for sure. Now that he's in the hall, come on and tell us. Did he, Sonny?
Yes, he did throw it. Gaylord never admitted to me in the 3 years that he threw a spitter, even though my glove told me that he threw it, and my fingers told me he threw it, and the batters argued that he threw it. He never admitted to me. He called it the super sinker. It was number 5. On his 1 to 5 on his pitches. He used it as an extra pitch when he didn't have a good fastball. When his fastball really didn't have the velocity and he didn't have the command of it, is when he went to the super sinker. And he really hit it from everybody. I didn't even notice where he kept it until one game I was not catching him. I was sitting on the bench, and I noticed that he was doing something strange. I mean, it's 105 in Texas. Normally you take a towel and wipe the sweat off that's coming off your face, and he had this towel up by his face, but he wasn't wiping his face. And I noticed earlier that he had been fidgeting around in his jacket. And one time I got to the ballpark early and looked in his jacket. He had a tube of KY jelly in his jacket. And so what he would do is he'd stick his hand into his pocket of his jacket, unscrew the cap, squish it on his fingers, put the cap back on, bring it out of the pocket, and as he has this towel in one hand, not wiping his face, but actually what he's doing, he's blocking even teammates in the dugout from him with the other hand wiping it all over his neck. So one hand with the towel, the other with the KY jelly, wiping on his neck and blocking it with the towel. And I didn't realize when he got it until, again, I was sitting on the bench. When does he go to his neck? Because I never saw him, when I used to catch him, I never saw him go to his neck. Well, he goes to his neck right after he releases the ball. When he throws a pitch on his follow-through, he would come up and swipe his neck with his throwing hand to get the gunk on it, and that's how he would do it. And he would continue to throw it as long as he had stuff on the ball. I mean, he would add a little more to it, to the stuff that was already there, and you couldn't. It was tough to catch him because he would not apply his fingers to the ball until he started into the windup. The umpire cannot call timeout, and by the time they call timeout, I've already caught it and thrown it back. And I've wiped, of course, my glove has a little bit on it, my fingers have a little bit, and he wipes off the rest. And that's how he got by with it.
You think people like Mark Holtz and Eric Nadel have it made, don't you? Sit back at the ballpark and talk for a living describing the game in front of them. Hey, it's not that easy. This can be hazardous work.
Here's the stretch, the look at second base. Darwin's pitch is fouled back up here. Oh!
Nice play, pal. I want to tell you, my broadcast partner just knocked that down with his bare right hand and smothered it on the ledge, and now he has a broken hand. He's on his knees. What a play.
I'm definitely hurt.
A fantastic play.
Send the medics up right away.
And finally, a tip of the cap and a salute to all of the people who've worked at Arlington Stadium through the years. HSE occasionally will set up announcers in the center field bleachers. That's where Greg Lucas and Norm Hitzkus encountered Ralph Pardo, the man who could be the loudest vendor in the history of Arlington Stadium.
Rangers lead only 2-0, and we're only in the third inning, so that lead at this point is not going to be a factor. Doesn't go again. The pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1 ball and a strike. Hey, we got a concessionaire up here. No, Norm, put your hand down. You don't have time to eat.
What's he selling?
Hot dogs, super dogs, can't you tell? There he is.
And doing a little business, too.
Yeah.
My friend Greg Lucas would like one. Ralph, I tell you what, give us in Greg's mic your hot dog call. You ready? Hot dog, super
Oh, man. Ralph, my ears are ringing.
This is Dick Reisenhoover speaking for Bill Merrill and our producer, engineer Jim Birdsong, thanking you very much for your support of the Ranger broadcast this season, and we hope that you'll be tuned in when 1975 rolls around. Good afternoon, everyone.